Paper, yeah, one love. Man, out here in beautiful South Africa in Cape Town on a vineyard. You see the lovely mountain behind. Right now we got a little mini pool, jacuzzi action. I was just about to chill, read a book. I'll show y'all my hotel. Man, I've been to Africa before, but definitely haven't been to South Africa. Haven't been too much to sub-Saharan Africa. I've mainly been in North Africa for my time living in Spain, and I'm gonna try to find a place where the light is good. But man, I wanted to find a good place outside, but it's backlit. So let's put this here. So this video is a kind of like a response video to Austin Hollerman, but also just a video to all of my subscribers and everyone in general, kind of about why I feel like, well, yeah, let me put some ice on it actually. Why I feel like Americans, specifically Black Americans, should really consider moving to Africa. And granted, right now I haven't been here long. I've never lived here, so a lot of the long-term considerations I don't have a perspective on long-term. But short-term and definitely just, first impressions I think are important. So that's what I'm going to share. So, yeah. First off, it's beautiful. So I'm going to list you some of the reasons I feel like folks should move here. First off, it's beautiful. And people know that in America, that Africa is beautiful, that South Africa is beautiful, that, that there's a lot of beauty there. But I think it's understated. Some parts, look like the most beautiful parts of America. Like, I feel like just average parts of Africa look like some of the most beautiful parts of America. I showed y'all this beautiful mountain that I happen to be like, that our hotel is outside of. So that's one thing that I feel like is really cool. So the natural beauty is just everywhere and it's less inhibited, meaning there's more opportunities to get involved with the natural beauty. So that's one thing. Speaking of beauty, and this is where we get to the, and I'm going to get to my Austin Hollerman response in a little bit, because he was also in South Africa. And right before I came, actually, the day before I came, I saw him and his collaborator making videos specifically about South Africa and Cape Town and their time there, going out and partying and all that stuff, right? And so I have a specific response to that. But right now, that's one thing. Like I said, the beauty. Another thing is the cost. Now, it's not free here. Where I was at in Cape Town, it's not free. In fact, in downtown, some of the prices for things are comparable to prices in New York. I know that's not great, but it's just the truth. So that's one thing. Another thing is, but all overall, it's cheaper. Like, for example, I got a table last night and it was like $100. No, it was like $170 for a table for two with a bottle and good service at a club that was playing like cool music. So, and in America, it would easily be 10 times that. Easily 10 times that. At the same level of place. So there's that. Another thing that I appreciated was the camaraderie. In America, I think America does get a bad rap, especially Black America, that everyone is like hating and everyone is trying to like, having issues and all of that. Or like, mean mugging and stuff. But I actually think that in America, there is a good amount of camaraderie, and like you go to certain places and if you just seem like a cool person or giving off good energy, people will reflect that back to you and show love. So I think there is a stereotype that people can be standoffish in America sometimes, but there are places where people show love, and in Black America too. There's a lot of places where people show love, get together. I know I live in New York, where sometimes people can be standoffish, but at the same time, when I really think about it, there's a lot of folks who like show love, are cool, and all of that. Now, the difference is, it feels like in Africa, and in my experience here in Cape Town, everybody's showing love. Like, like when you meet people, they're just treating you more like family. Like, oh, what's up? Like, you feel much more. And granted, I'm not from here. I've barely been here, but people treating you like family. They're more open to talk to you, help, hang out spontaneously. Very open minded, showing love, like in a big way. For example, in clubs and scenes like that in America, sometimes the bouncers can be standoffish, partly because they're trying to show that they're there for security, that they're not there to play around. They can be standoffish. The places I went in here in South Africa, the bouncers were being very, very kind, accommodating, almost acting like they were acting like you're the customer. Like you're the customer, and that they actually want to help you, make sure you have a great time. They're smiling, being nice. Again, there's a lot of cool bouncers in America too, but they can kind of be, their default to kind of being rude. Whereas here, they were being real cool, showing love, like asking me that I need anything. We'll get more to that too at the end of the video. But so that's just one example. And I made a friend just by, walking out, hanging out, asking somebody one question, end up being friends, hanging out, gets to know more about them, and showing me around the city. So that is very cool. And I don't think, I think that would be eye-opening to a lot of Americans, and definitely Black Americans. So that's another reason. Another reason I would say to move to Africa is the English. Folks here speak English. Now, granted, sometimes I have to ask people to repeat things 2 or 3 times because the accent is heavy. There's an accent that it's not the same accent as I feel like we hear from Africans in America, kind of in the east part of the United States. It's not that same accent, but it's still an accent that can be hard to understand sometimes. But they speak English, so it's not like they're speaking French or some other. In some places they do speak French, but they're speaking a language that you can understand, and you have a cool accent here. So because they speak English, they hear your English, and it's like, oh wow, I like your accent. Like, it was weird to me, so many people being like, yo, I like your accent. And I'm like, accent? No, this is how you speak English. Ha, paper, yeah. But obviously, it's not here. People speak it differently. They have their own tone and rhythms and ways of saying things. So there is a little bit of disconnect with the language, but overall, English is English. So that's another reason. What else would I say? The weather. The weather is amazing. Right now, the weather is absolutely amazing. Obviously, when I left New York, it was snowing. It was ice on the ground. Now I'm here. I mean, I'm literally about to hop in the pool. I'm not gonna pick the camera up right now, but you guys saw it. There's a pool outside. I'm about to hop in the pool. I got my shirt off, the windows open. It's nice out, and it said it was like in the 70s, but it feels warmer than that because in the 70s I usually might have like a jacket on or something, and I have my shirt off, and it's in the 70s. Feels great. What were the other reasons? I had some reasons, and I kind of was like, you know what? Let me just kind of like go raw off the energy, like I'm telling a friend. So that's what I'm doing here. Also, I think the cultural exchange is a big reason to move here. This is one of the biggest reasons. If you run a business, if you are a content creator, if you are into tech, there's a lot of reasons, I would say, to move here. Yeah. Yes. Hello. Room service? Could you just bring some water? Yes. Thank you. So that was just room service. Sorry about that. But this is one of the biggest things, cultural exchange. Cultural exchange. So like I was saying, tech, if you run a business, if you're an artist, if you do hair, all of these different things that you could do that because you do them in America, it comes here and automatically becomes different. And especially if it's in Black America, there will be a market for it and interest, and you can provide value. You have something that is a value that is a cultural exchange. Just how, like, when folks come here from their country and they might bring different types of food or clothing or music, all of these things, now being able to connect wherever you're from in America to here in Africa is a big thing. And I think that folks here would appreciate that. I think it raises the value and cultural value of the nation here that you're in, and also America at the same time. And it gives you kind of this power because you are spreading yourself between two places, and places that might be less common for folks to bounce between. In America, there's a lot of people who do the UK in America. In America, there's a lot of people who do Paris, France in America. In America, you know, there's a lot of people that do Mexico in America. But Africa... Yes, please come in. Yeah, so those are some of the things that that I think are really big.
I wasn't sure if it's sparkling or still.
Still water.
Still. Okay.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. And you don't have food you could bring, do you? No? Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah. This is a real video. Paper, yeah. Cultural exchange is exciting to me because it basically is the main thing. It's what brings us so far. It's why we have all these different inventions in different places. So yeah, I like that a lot. And that's what inspires me in wanting to come here. Because there's so much that I know about America that would be of interest to businesses here, to professionals here, to artists here, so many different things, inventors, political leaders, right? There's so many different things that you can get ideas from here, take them back to America, get ideas from America, bring them here, and have value. Especially now that we're in the internet age and you can kind of show what you're doing, you can show your work. So that's that. Okay, I think it's a good time to get to my response to Austin Hollerman, who basically made this video. And first off, I want to give a shout out to this dude because he's actually, I feel like, inspiring people to want to move to Africa, to specifically Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. I want to check it out. I have friends from there in America, obviously, but seeing a young American dude, a young Black American dude who also travels to other places, this is a big, important one because you want recommendations from people who also have been other places. This isn't the only place they've been, so they're biased or they are less knowledgeable, they have less to compare to. Me, I've been a bunch of places. I lived in Spain. I've been all over Europe. Been a lot of places in the Caribbean and South America, obviously all over America. I haven't been to Asia, really. I've been places in Africa before. Not a lot, but a few. And like I said, I lived in Spain, so I lived abroad for a while. So I have a good perspective. And folks usually put Europe on a high pedestal when it comes to international travel. That being said, after being in South Africa, it's right there. Like, it's right there. As far as the energy, the people, the beauty of the people, it's right there. Now, I was giving a shout out to him because it feels like Austin is inspiring people. He's somebody, I watch his videos and I've told a lot of people, like, yo, check this guy out. He's showing cool stuff about Africa. And after going a bunch of places, he's like, yo, Africa is where you want to be. And there's so many opportunities there. Also, the cost is an advantage that he talks about a lot. So I haven't watched all of his videos, to be honest. I've maybe watched 6 or 7. They started coming down my timeline, and I was like, okay, cool. So I subscribed. I watched the live. He just so happened to be live in Cape Town. I saw him like in Cape Town for the first time or something like that. And he's with his collaborator. And, they guess they went out, I guess, for a night on the town and came back. It looked like they were a little tipsy, which makes sense after, having a night out. But they were kind of complaining about the lack of love they were getting from the women. They were saying that, all of the women were sitting there and not talking to us, not looking at us. It felt very Western, like they have very Western vibes. And, part of their thing was wanting to find people and,
David?
yeah. Hey, wow, looking good. You're fine. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna step outside and record this video. Did you need me?
Yes, I just for literally 2 seconds.
Okay.
There's a few points in the ceremony when they have to throw cash.
Okay.
But you should get changed or get ready soon because people are
Okay.
going to line up. Can you give this to Mom?
Paper. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. So my little sister came into my room. We're here actually. We're about to have a wedding for my other sister. Y'all can see some of the area. Beautiful area. So, okay. Sorry about that. Basically, this guy is they were saying that, the women were being standoffish and not cool and like this Western woman type of vibe. And while there are a lot of situations where I've seen where, people are motivated by money like they are anywhere, right? There's people here who, the women here who would like some type of money or something like that to be involved with them or to have their attention. A lot of them are very cool. A lot of them are, here's the thing that I think that they didn't do. They went to trying over to meet women instead of just enjoying the culture first. And I would say even meeting the men first, because in some of these cultures, and it seems like here in South Africa, once you get to know the men here, that opens up opportunity for you to meet some of the women, for you to, for them to embrace you and get to know you and all of that. And I had an amazing time. Got to meet a lot of, I'm not here to date, I'm just not. I've had a bunch of, I live in New York. There's plenty of that. I kind of want to just check the vibes. And there was a lot of women who, as soon as you went up to them, in America, a lot of the women now are starting to come up to you. Especially in New York, I think it's more normalized. They might come up to you, stop you, give you a compliment or something like that. Here, it seems like that's less common. But what I can say is, while it seems like it's less common, there's definitely a lot of women who are open to just, let's see, y'all see me, bam. Yeah, there's a lot of women who are open to, once you go up to them, they're very, very open. Almost every single one. Every single one. There was the most beautiful women here were, if you came up to them and talked to them, they were willing to give you the time of day and willing to talk to you and see what you were interested in. And they wanted you to be direct. So obviously I'm not going to go too much into detail on that. Maybe that's for a separate video, but kind of as a response specifically to, hold on 1 second. Okay, the wedding is about to start, so people are calling me. So I'm gonna probably make a follow-up to this video, but the point is that this is some of my best experiences I've ever had with women, actually. And I have great experiences with women. And shout out to all the women all over the world, first off. And how special women are to every culture, and it's really interesting to see, and how they interact with men is really interesting to see. That should be a whole separate video. But yeah, that was the thoughts about this. All right, y'all. Paper, yeah. Peace. Let me know. Comment what you think. Like and subscribe. Comment. I felt like people were pretty open and understanding, and willing to meet with you, give you their number, work with you. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just that dude and I'm that fly, but it didn't feel like it was because of that. It felt like because people were honestly open and open-minded and were looking to see what guy actually was showing genuine interest. So that was interesting. Also, a final tidbit I thought was funny. A lot of people thought I was from South Africa, which is cool. Obviously, I'm, nice and chocolate, but a lot of people just assumed I was from there. One girl, actually, I was talking to, I told her, like, she asked me, where are you from? I said, oh, New York. She said, no, where's your family from? I said, well, Texas, Brooklyn. She said, but where are they from? I'm like, America. They've been there for hundreds of years. So that was funny. That was funny to me and eye-opening. So anyway, all right, I hope this video was good, some value to you. You learned something. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace. Paper, yeah.